Hello everyone, this is Karen and I'm excited to teach Pilates to you today. We're going to be using a prop and all I have is a resistance band that is about 6 feet long, and the tension or the grade, the thickness of it is not too terribly tough. It's rather light. So I'm going to invite you to find one or get one. They're very inexpensive. You can buy them at Target, you can buy them online. But we're going to incorporate this into our class today, and I'm excited to show you some cool things that you're going to do. For starters, we're just going to stand, and I'm going to have you ground your weight such that you have equal body weight between your big toe, baby toe, and heel. And you can come up on your toes and into your heels to rock back and forth so you're really centered. Then your ribs will be over your pelvis. You're going to breathe wide into the backs and sides of the ribs, and as you're doing that, I'm going to have you hold your band and inhale up. And exhale down. We're just going to move these shoulders up and down. And when the arms come up over the head, you want to make sure that you're not extending or arching your back. So let's take a breath in and a breath out, and then a breath in and hold. Now I'm going to pull down on one side of the band and side bend towards the floor and pull myself up and do the same thing to the other side. And as you go into your side bend, I want you to feel long on one side and short on the other. So you can really feel what your abdominals are doing by creating this shape as we go into this windmill pattern. Then we're going to progress this by going over to one side, take the top arm, reach it forward and curl your abdominals and come down to the floor. Bring the opposite arm forward and imagine you're in two walls. So I really want you to make sure that you've got that concept where you really come down and around, so you're breaking through that wall, and now you're in two panes of glass or two walls. And let's try it again. We're going to come around and back up, and then we'll do this just 2 more times, going around the world. And on this last time, we're going to hold strong. And then from here, I'm going to have you take your hands a little bit closer together and squeeze your shoulder blades and hang out there for a moment. And breathe it back in. So once again, let's just review that we're standing in the tripod of our feet, really grounded. One more time. Now, take your hands a little bit wider, bring the arms up to the ceiling with a breath, and exhale to bring them back down. So we're just going to mobilize our shoulders. If you sit in a computer all day long, you're going to notice that this moment right here when the arms are overhead and the arms go back, it might be a little bit difficult, and if that's the case, I want you to take your hands even wider. Now let's bring the arms back up, bring them in just a little bit, take a breath, exhale, side bend, top arm forward and around, align yourself up, and let's go back to the other side. Here we go. Pull the arms apart, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, hands a little bit wider. We're just going to mobilize the shoulders. Reach up and back, lifting the shoulder blades. And on this last one, I'm going to have you come down on your mat, on your knees. Take your hands right at the crest of your pelvis. We're going to move into the hip, and I'm going to start with my left leg and bring it forward. So when you bring your leg forward, here's your hip, there's your knee, and bring your knee over towards your second toe and lean into your foot and come back. Then take this leg and bring it back. So the knees and the hips are under, the knees are stacked under the hips. Let's bring the other leg forward and switch, and switch, and switch. And this is just our warm up. We're just really moving those hips and shoulders. And one more time. From here, I'm going to have you sit down on your mat. Face one side, it doesn't matter which. I'm going to have you take your band, sit up nice and tall, and make sure that the lower back curve is, you can feel that. If you find that your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees a little bit closer so your knees are closer to your body. But I'm going to have you take your band, place it underneath your feet, and there's equal band on both sides, and your thumbs will be facing the ceiling. So we're going to take a breath, and on our exhale, we're going to pull in the abdominals, round the spine, and we're going to hold here. Then you'll bring your arms wide, pull the arms up to the ceiling, and bring everything back. So exhale, inhale, exhale. Just going into this half rollback motion. When you pull your arms wide, you'll feel the shoulders, you'll feel the abdominals engaged even more. And we're going to do this 2 more times. And on your last time, I'm going to have you hold. So we're just going to hang out right here. So from here, I want you to go back maybe an inch and then pull up an inch. So we're just going to rock this range of motion very, very easily. And once again, if you want to decrease the quantity, you just absolutely do that. And we'll do this 2 more times. And on the last time, we're going to lie all the way down and bring the arms to the sides of the room. From here, we're going to nod the chin and lift the head and exhale to pull yourself tall and bring the arms up. Keep the arms high, roll through the spine, lower the arms, and lie down. This is our classic roll-up. Inhale, nod the chin, lift the head, retract the chin, pull in the abdominals and lift the arms all the way up. Keep the arms high, lower down. Pick up the pace just a little bit more. Inhale, exhale, all the way up. Now I'm going to have you stand here and just reach the arms up to the ceiling. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the arms high, roll all the way down. We'll repeat this 1 more time. Inhale, exhale, nod the chin, lift the head, retract the chin, peel the spine all the way up. And this time, rather than keeping my arms wide, I'm right in front. So I've changed the position from the shoulder. 1 more time, we're going to hold, slip one leg out. So now the band is just around 1 foot. Lie all the way down and bring that leg up to the ceiling. Pull the sides of the bands down by your hip and bring the leg towards you. You're going to feel the hamstring really engage. Take a breath where you are and exhale to lower and lift the leg up. So what the band does, it does 2 things. It resists, but it also assists in terms of supporting the weight of your leg. So you'll probably achieve a slightly larger range of motion as you lower and lift. We're doing 2 and 1. So once again, I want to mention that your arms are anchored. They're not moving anywhere. Now we're going to change the direction, bring the leg out, center, and across. So it goes out, center, across, nice and fluid. Once again, the arms aren't doing anything. Really anchor through that shoulder girdle. So let's combine those 2 movements. We're going to come down and up and across and back. Then I'm going to blend them by drawing a circle. So we've identified those 4 points. And we're going to do 8 in total. It's got a couple more to go. And we've got 2 more. On this last one, hold your leg to the top, bend the other knee, slide the leg through, change the position, anchor the arms once again, and draw the leg towards you. Feeling the length of the hamstring, inhale where you are, and exhale to lower and lift. On 2, on 3, on 4, on 5. Now we go into that tick-tock motion where we go out and across. When your leg goes out, make sure the opposite hip stays completely anchored on your mat. And now we blend it all together by drawing that circle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and of course we're going to go the other direction. So it goes 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, I'm going to have you take your band, double it, place it under your knees, pull it apart once again. So now you're going to have greater tension because it's a little bit thicker. Lie all the way down and bring the band close to your sitting bones, pull it apart. This will help stabilize the shoulders as we progress. So we start with our pelvis in neutral, where the hip bones and pubic bone are in the same plane, so they're level. We're going to take a breath, and on our exhale, we're going to lift one leg up. So the knees over the hip, and this is called a 90-90 or tabletop position. Engage deeply as you exhale to lift the other leg up. And from here, pull the band down and out and just tap, tap, tap. So we're progressing into the 100s. And this is, we're just doing this nice and slow. We're building. We're going to pause here, maintain the position of the arms, nod the chin, lift the head up, retract the chin, reach the legs forward, lift the band. So we've got 10 series of 5 inhales, 5 exhales. We're going to inhale for 5, and we're going to exhale to bend the knees. Inhale for 5, exhale, bend the knees. That's 20. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 30. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 40. Reach the legs. 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 50. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 60. 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 70. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 80. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 100. Pause. The band goes away. We hold the backs of the knees. We touch the feet to the floor. We reach forward. Once again, we're going to grab the band. We're going to change the position of the legs. So the front leg has the hip rotated out, and the back leg has the hip rotated in. I'm going to take the band along the side of the mat. You're going to take a breath and bring one arm down, and on your exhale, you're going to bring one arm over the head. Then from here, you're going to reach the arm forward and back and look in the ceiling. Forward, slight rotation of the spine. Forward, slight rotation of the spine. Forward, slight rotation of the spine. We're going to hold here, take the band behind, and change. So now, once again, one leg is rotated out, one leg is rotated in. So we just arch forward. You'll lose a little bit of tension, but you'll gain it as you reach the arm over the head. And that's when I'm going to ask you just to rotate the spine, stare at the ceiling. Forward, rotate and watch. Forward, rotate and watch. This is actually a lovely movement because it involves something we normally don't do, which is extend and rotate the upper part of the spine. We'll try this one last time. We're going to hold here. Once again, we're going to change the position of our legs. So now we're going to be hip distance apart. We're going to take the band, place it underneath the armpits, and you've got equal band on both sides. So the elbows are bent. You're sitting in what we call a long sit position, and if you find that your hamstrings are making you sit back so that you're rounding, I want you to bend your knees just a little bit. So as I face you, you'll see that when you inhale, you reach the arms out. Legs are hip distance apart. When you exhale, you're going to rotate, and then you come back into the center. So you reach to the sides of the room, bring one arm in front, keeping both arms level, the same distance from the floor, and rotate. So this is what we call the spine twist. We're just adding a prop to make it a little more interesting and a little bit more challenging. Now, when we add on to the saw, the front arm goes towards the opposite leg. You come back to a stack position and come forward, bending the elbows, reaching the arms out. You rotate. In this case, it's my left arm to my right leg. Reach forward, pull in that band, pull back with the opposite arm, rotate forward and bend the elbows. Reach out, rotate, pull forward, come back, bend the elbows, out, rotate. This is a moment when I want you to look at your feet to make sure that they're level versus hiking your hip, because that would mean that you've rotated a little bit too far. So come forward, come back, and hold here. From here, we're going to move on. I'm going to have you take your band. You're going to tie it around your thighs. So in this case, because it's a light band, I'm going to be really tying it quite tight. Make a nice good knot. and we're gonna change the direction of where we're going. We're gonna work down towards the hips and the side glutes. So from here, once again, we're stacked. You've got your big toe, baby toe, and heel, and that's where you're grounding your weight. You're gonna bring your hips back and then bend your knees and double check that your knees are gliding over your second toes and come back up. So what the band's gonna do is it's gonna activate the side of the hip. So you almost wanna pull to the sides of the band without supinating or rolling to the outer part of your feet. Then once you're here, I'm gonna have you come down into your squat position and take 2 steps to each direction. 1 together, 2 together. 1 together, 2 together. 1 together, 2 together. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's review. Down we go. So remember, the hips extend, the knees bend, and you bring your arms forward to counterbalance. Then we stay low in our loaded or squat position, 2 steps to each direction. New cue, I want you to push off your standing leg. So in this case, it's my left leg that I'm pushing off. 2, 2, 2, 2, and last one. I'm coming back to the mat. The band is still on. I'm gonna have you sit down with your knees bent. You're looking forward. Arms are forward, they're parallel to the floor. You're gonna glide through your spine, so you're rounding your spine. Lie all the way down and bend your knees so that, once again, your knees and your hips have that same relationship. The pelvis is neutral. From here, we're gonna start with a breath. On your exhale, pull in your abdominals. The tailbone will roll underneath you. Come up into a bridge, pull the band apart, then place your spine down very carefully. So you engage, peel, lift all the way up, pull the band apart, come back, and down you go. And up again, pull the band apart, back, and down. Up, band apart. And by now you should begin to feel the activation through the sides and backs of your hips, mostly your hamstrings and glutes. Now we're gonna stay up here and just do 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it, come all the way down. We're gonna take a breath. I'd like you to lift the knees up. Once again, we're going into our assisted roll up. So the feet touch the floor, nod the chin, sit up tall. Keeping the band in place, I'm gonna have you come down on your forearm. So when you place your arm down on your mat, I want you to look at a 90-degree angle between your forearm and your upper arm and really pull down so that you feel the stability of your shoulder blade. The knees are stacked. From here, I'm gonna have you lift up and lift the opposite arm up. So stable on your anchoring forearm, you're gonna bring the arms up and then lift the knee up. So the arm taps and then the knee comes out. And again, 1, and rotate out. So this works a little bit deeper into the hip. Very easy to feel. And if being on your forearm is too much for you, you're just gonna lie on your side. And you can continue on here, but for time, I'm gonna come down, back through the center, on other side. Once again, the knees are stacked. Forearm is where I'm anchoring. Feel the shoulder blade really hug the ribs. Knees are stacked. Inhale, exhale, and press into the forearms. Lift the hip up. Bring the opposite arm up to the ceiling. Touch the mat in front of you and rotate the hip out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, release it, sit up tall, take the band away, take one leg, cross it over the other, pull the thigh close to the chest and rotate your body towards the sitting hip or the stabilizing hip. And while you're doing that, it's a great opportunity to untie your band. We're just gonna hold here for just a quick moment, really pull that thigh in, that's how you're gonna get the increase of the stretch. Then we'll switch to the other side. Equal weight on the sitting bones. From here, we're going to move on and lay prone or tummy down on the mat. So bands aside, not in use right now. So think of this as a field goal. We're lying on our tummy with the fingers pretty much in line with the ears. We're going to imagine a ball that we're just pushing away with our nose, and then we're going to lift the arms up, which will engage the mid-back. Then I want you to reach the arms forward, bend the elbows back, and place the forearms down. Bring them a little bit closer, press down into the hand, and go back into child's pose. Then lift the fingers up, press into the heel of the hand, and reach your heart forward. Come back, place your fingers down, bring your body down, to the mat we go, readjust the arms. Roll that invisible marble, lift the arms up, bring them forward, bring them back, place them a little bit closer to your shoulders. Up we go, back into child's pose. Fingers up, heel of the hand, press down, lift the heart. Bring everything back to center, fingers down, body comes down, reposition the arms. So we go. Roll the marble, lift the arms, reach the arms forward, bend the elbows, place them closer to your body, push down and up, child pose we go. Fingers up, extension of the upper spine. Bring the fingers down, come up to a kneeling position. Take one leg forward, lean into the foot. The opposite leg that's behind you, we're stretching that hip. This is my right leg, it'll be my right arm. I want you to reach that relationship, arm and leg, up to the ceiling and over towards the bent knee. Then take this arm on top, place it on the opposite knee, and follow it as you rotate just a little bit. Bring the body back to center, come to the center, bring the knee back into kneeling. Other leg forward, lean into the foot. Once again, reviewing the relationship of the knee over the second toe and the knee aligned with the hip. We lean into it just a little bit. That corresponding, the leg that's behind that arm comes up. We reach up to the ceiling and over, and then we rotate. Then we align and come back, knees back, body's in a quadruped. So we feel like a table. I want to make sure you're looking towards the edge of your mat so your spine stays neutral and not flex at this point. We're going to curl the spine first by pulling in the abdominals and rounding the lower back, moving up a little bit higher to the middle back and upper back so we feel like we're a rounded ball. Then release the lower back, middle back, and just reach the heart forward and then bring everything back, still gazing at the edge of the mat. Picking up the pace a little bit, we round lower, middle upper, bring everything back, extend, neutral. Round, come all the way up, release all the way back into neutral. Take one leg and bring it behind and make sure the kneecap faces the floor. Reach from the hip so you're not coming from the knee, from the hip. Take this hip and bring it to the right. In this case, it's my right leg or outside the mat. Bring it up and across. As you're creating this upside down U, I want you to feel how the weight of the leg really challenges not only your abdominals, but the stabilizing hip or the bent knee. So we'll do this just a few times. Everything else is very quiet. We're just moving that leg into this U shape. On this last one, we're just going to bring the leg directly behind, hold it. Then the opposite arm will come forward and we're just going to hold this position. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So once again, we're in this quadruped position. We're going to lift the opposite leg or place it behind. Kneecap faces the floor. Lift the leg up. Bring the leg out, away from the mat, side to side. So you can use the edge of your mat as more or less like a visual reminder of a range that you might be able to achieve. And you can modify this by making it smaller if that feels better for you. 2 more. Last one, we're in the center. We extend the hip, opposite arm. Hold here. Back to center. Half roll back position. We're going to inhale, exhale, round the spine. Knees up into a tabletop. Arms up, interlace. Place them behind your head. You should see the elbows in your peripheral vision. Rotate one elbow towards the opposite knee and bring the other leg forward for the oblique crisscross into the center. Make sure you're moving from the torso and not from the elbows. And here we go fluidly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're back to center. Put your upper body on the mat. Reach your legs up to the ceiling. Lower one leg down. The leg that's closest to you, you're going to nod your chin, lift the head up, hold the calf or hold the ankle. Inhale, exhale to scissors, switch. You can certainly do this with your head, neck, and shoulders on the mat if you prefer. The weight of the leg, just holding the leg, will actually provide some assistance. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we're going to bend our knees. Once again, the upper body's on the mat. Arms away, legs away. Back to center. Work them simultaneously. Adjust the range of motion so that you absolutely just feel your abdominals engaged and you're not arching your back. To progress this, we lift head, neck, and shoulders. Double leg stretch. And these are all part of the abdominal series on the mat, as you know. 4, 3, 2, we're going to segue into single leg stretch. So the knees are bent. One leg's forward, the bent knee. Corresponding, this is right leg, right hand on the ankle, left above the knee. And we just switch and reciprocate. You've got 4 to go. 3, 2, 1. Bend the knees. Assisted roll up. Touch the feet to the floor, sit up tall. Walk the knees in. Hold the legs. Lift the legs off or the feet off, around the spine. I want you just to rock back a few centimeters to feel how your abdominals are going to actually work to decelerate before we go into rolling like a ball. So whenever we're ready, we've got a rounded spine. We're going to inhale to roll back and exhale to come up. Oftentimes I'll see people get a little shaky here, and that's very normal. You want to pull in. Those are your breaks. Inhale back, exhale forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. Inhale back, exhale forward. Now I'm going to have you shoot the legs out. Arms are directly above. Lie all the way down and then bend the knees. Once again, pelvis is in neutral. We're going to lift one leg up and then the next. And notice how the legs are away. They're not in a tabletop, they're away. We're going to bring the arms up over the head. Let's bring them directly above the shoulders, nod the chin, look forward. The image I want to give you is someone pulling a rope from your ribs to come all the way up and bend your knees. So this is the beginning of teaser. We're going to reach the legs out and bend the knees. And you may not be able to achieve this, but if you can, that's great. Now I'm going to have you hold this position and bring the arms up over the head. Then bend the knees, backs of the legs, and down we go. This time, to make it a little bit more challenging, if you choose to go there, is straighten the legs. Bring the arms over the head. Inhale to lift the arms, over the shoulders, nod the chin, feel like the rope's pulling your abdominals, then lift the legs, and then reach the arms up to the ceiling. Then lower the body down, make sure your lower back is down, slowly lower your legs, arms over the head. Once again, arms, organize head, neck, and shoulders, peel, engage your abdominals. You're going to feel your quads really work. Lower the body down, then lower the legs, always protecting that lower back. One final time. Arms, nod, peel, legs. Once you're here, I want you to hold the legs. Open leg rocker, which is a pretty involved exercise. It's just like rolling like a ball, but when you come up, you stay. Inhale back, exhale up. Inhale back, exhale up. So a regression of this would be rolling like a ball. And I want you to stay there if that's what feels right for you. One final time. We're going to sit up tall, reach the legs forward, change the orientation. We're going to lie down on our side. So really use the straight edge of your mat to make sure that you're truly on your side. And then create what I call an arm pillow. So from this position, lift up on the underside to give you extra support. Your free hand is in front. You're going to lift the leg up. Then we're going to extend the leg so it goes behind and tap the floor. Lift the leg up and tap it in front. So it's the similar concept to what we previously did in our quadruped position. If this feels too easy, your free hand is now away, which means there's more stability required through your core. Then we're going to hover the leg, put the arm down, and go into small circles, making sure that we actually reach the leg behind, up and forward, and it's a shallow circle. It does not need to be big, and it shouldn't be big. And then we're going to reverse the circle in the opposite direction. Up, always active breathing through the nose, out through the mouth, and one more time. From here, we're going to pull ourselves tall, swivel the legs to the other direction, lie on your side, arm pillow, lift up from the underside, stack the hips, hover the top leg, tap the foot in front, reach behind and touch. To make it a little more challenging, you can just eliminate the arm that was helping to stabilize your body. Very slow and controlled movements, which is what the Pilates method really is all about. No momentum. Then as we continue on, we can put the arm down. We go into an leg circle, which is just a nice simple oval. And then from here, we're going to reverse it. So the leg goes, in this case, back and around. And it doesn't really matter if you start forward or back, as long as you go both directions. From here, we're going to pause, sit up tall. We're going to grab our band. One arm up to the ceiling. Opposite arm is behind. So because it's a relatively easy band to pull, I've got my hands pretty close together. We're going to reach the top arm up to the ceiling. So I've got my arm pretty darn close to my ear. And then to progress this, as the arm comes up, you're going to pull down. So you're pulling away from the center. A little bit of tricep work. 6 of these, 5, 4, 3, 2. Here's our last one. We're going to switch. So once again, one arm is over the head, grabbing the band as close or as far as you like. Top arm, whoops. So this band is now shorter, arms up to the ceiling, and then pulling up and down. Snapping bands is something that happens often, especially if your bands tend to get hot, if they're in warm weather. On our last one, we're going to stand up. I'm going to have you take your band, stagger your feet. So one's in front of the other, elbows are close to the body, and simple bicep curls just to balance the arm. And you can bend the knees if you feel more stable in that position. So make sure you're driving that hand close to the shoulder versus out. That's a little different exercise. Then we're going to pause, switch, one leg in front, one leg behind. So these are called staggered legs, bicep curls. So I'm doing just a few on each side because it's the same exercise. I'm just switching which leg's in front. 8 in total. Hopefully I'm counting well. We're going to pause here, coming back to the mat. I'm going to have you sit down. I hope you guys feel great. The arms will be in front, then they're behind you, and they're directly behind. So the heel of the hand is placing heavy into the mat. You're going to inhale to lift the heart up. Your exhale will just feel the ribs get closer together. The arms are forward, and you're going to go into your spine stretch. Then pull yourself tall. Bring your hands back. Inhale, reach the heart. And exhale, bring the arms forward into your spine stretch. And this will be our final one. We're going to plant the hands down, lift the heart up. Exhale. Give yourselves a hand. Great job, all. We'll see you next time.